Hey boys, Team Cramerica here, defending champion. Just wanted to make a contribution to the predictions for this season. And what I've done is I'm going to give you guys an EA Sports. This is 2014. I can't afford the new one. It's too expensive. So I bought the old one. This is NHL 14. We're going to do a few simulations here. So the first one, I've made all your teams. I made all the teams, and the rosters are exactly like they are today. What is it, October 1st? It's probably around midnight your time. Actually, it's 9:15 here. So October 1st, these are the rosters now. One little note is that our rosters have 19 players, but they require having 18 skaters and at least 2 goalies. That's 20 players. So I always had to add at least 1 player. And the way I did that, the way I determined was which extra player you were going to get. You guys, or everybody got, the player that most contributed to the success of their team, basically most points from the previous season that wasn't otherwise drafted in our draft this season. So for example, the only one for whatever reason that I can remember is Double J's extra player is Rafael Diaz. And you can look it up if you go to roster summaries from the league last season. Top player on his team, Rafael Diaz, that wasn't otherwise drafted in our league this year. So the way that this playoff is working, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can show you guys there. Okay, so I'm at the top there. I'm the Vancouver Knights. I'm limited in the choice of names I can give, so I did my best. There's always some clue. I'll have a note as to who is whose team. So Montreal Strangers. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. The Prince George Nuggets, Nugent Hopkins. Anyway, so it's seeded exactly as it finished last season. And there's all 16 teams in our playoff here, all the way with the Burn Pylons, or Burn is Ben Tough. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but anyway. So it's a standard playoff, so I'm obviously going to be taking on Ben in the first round, first versus 16th, and so on and so on. I think that's how it works. I'm not really familiar with all these modes. Just so there's no funky business, you can see that I've made... I have to choose at least one team to be like can't be a computer team, it has to be a player, like a person team. So I've made everybody a person team. And oddly enough, the overall rankings of every team, 4.5 stars. Good job. There's nobody that's rated higher than another, except with one exception. Lower than everybody else, with only 4 stars. Kotbus, or Kote, and Falcons, Felcher and Sons, Falchons. He was only 4 stars. Sorry, John. Anyway, let's see what happens, guys. Let's get to simming. So for the first challenge here, I'm going to actually sim through each round and update people. Let's see what happens. So, Ben, you beat me. Great job. Let's see who the winners were. So, Toronto, the Toronto Jets that's Double J. So he lost in 4 straight games. Okay, so winners were Ben in 6 games over me. CBS in 4 straight games. Lausanne Rockies, that's actually Lawton Rocks, Avs Rock, and he's got the Avs symbol. 1 in 4 straight games. Madison Cyclones, that's actually Maddie of the Coconuts, Fresh Young Coconuts Cyclones. He won in 4 straight games. San Jose Shockers, that is Jazz, because of his lust for San Jose, 1 in 5 games. Peterborough Lions, that's King Leonidas, or Peter Cannavaros, and the Boston symbol, obviously, 1 in 6 games. Nugent Hopkins, 1 in 5, and Paul, 1 in 6 games. So obviously teams with 8 wins. So Ben, looking good. Moving on to the semifinal. Along with Matty J, also moving on to the semifinal. That obviously is Jazz Poulet and King Leonidas. Let's go to round 3. So obviously you need 12 wins to move on at this point. And there's only going to be 2 guys meeting in the final. So, Ben, way to go, buddy. Looks like the Crosby Stamkos thing paid off. You're meeting up with Machine Republic. Way to go, bud. You're in the final. And you got the better winning percentage. Goals for, though, it looks like Ben is way out in front. It's by 17 goals. Oof. Gives up a lot, though. 45. Let's see who wins this bad boy. Here it is, man. Sorry, Ben. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is the Peterborough Lions, a.k.a. Peter Cannavaros. You are number 1 in round 1. Okay, boys. Here we go. Round 2. Let's see if you guys can see that. Okay, there we go. So this time, instead of doing a playoff, I'm doing the World Tournament. Round robin, 7 rounds. That means everybody's going to play 7 teams, 1 time. How many games is that? 7 games? No. It's like 49 games. It's a lot of games. Playoffs is, instead of 7-game series, it's a one knockout, 1-game knockout. We'll see who wins. Just because I want to see the scores. I'm more concerned who's going to score a lot over this period of time. So, yeah. Oh, and the way that the pools, by default, I have to put them in 2 pools here. So I did it alphabetically, starting with Anchorage Wise Guys and Cuda. He's a wise guy. We all know that. So he's at the top. I was Vancouver because I live in Vancouver. So I'm at the bottom of Pool B. So just for example, there's Nick in Pool A. Nick, Ben, Blue Steel, John Cote, Gov, Azrock, Matty J, and Made in Korea. And then in Pool B, there's Strangers in the Night, there's Kenny P, there's Lachine Republic, there's Nugent Hopkins, there's Pocket Jacks, there's Dirty DeMel, there's Double J, and there's me. So, good luck to everybody. Let's see what happens. Going down, bitches. Let the simming begin. Ooh, Azrock is 5-0. So, leading the pack, Nugent Hopkins with 10 wins, 5 losses, same as CBS. 10 wins, 5 losses. Most goals for? Hey, Vancouver Knights. I'm outscoring y'all by 4 goals. It's only 1 month in. Let's not worry. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. For the tournament in scoring, Pavel Datsyuk. Who's got Pavel Datsyuk? I don't even know who I gave the Winnipeg Jets logo to. Anyway, he's kicking ass. He's got 19 points. John Tavares, number 2, with 17 points. 2 Crosby and Henrik Sedin with 15 points. And then how many with 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys with 14 points. Mickey Ribbs, Nicholas Backstrom, Ryan Getzlaff, Matt Zuccarello, and Bobby Ryan, all with 14 points. Most goals, Valtteri Filppula after 1 month. Month number 3, all the way to December 2nd. Let's see what happens. Team standing. So CBS still number 1. 29 wins, 17 losses. Doing pretty darn good. Let's see who's bringing up the rear here. Oof. Cote, by a lot. Bottom 5, actually. Cote, you got Paul, you got Strangers in the Night, you got myself, and Ben. Ben, bottom 5. Top goals for, let's see where we're at. You got Made in Korea, number 1 by a lot. 18 goals more than the next, which is Ancuda at the moment. Alex Ovechkin, Johnny T, 44 points. Zach Parise, number 3. Datsyuk, number 4. Jonathan Toews, Kyle Okposo. You got Evgeny Malkin and Nicholas Backstrom. So, in the first round, so everybody, it seems, gets to make the playoffs. CBS is taking on Paul Atkinson. You got Nugent Hopkins against Fresh Young Coconuts. You got Nick against Guizin. Double J against Avs Rock. You have Pocket Jacks against John Cote. You got Gov against me. Gov was ranked 2nd in his pool. I was ranked 7th. You got Lachine Republic against Ben. Made in Korea against Jazz. So let's see what happens. Again, 1-game knockout. And in the final, we have Blue Steel. He's got a good team this year. I hate to admit it, he does. And Lachine Republic. Once again, in the final. If he wins twice in a row, it's meant to be. Okay? 1-0 for Lachine Republic. There it is. 2-0 for Lachine Republic. Eric Stahl is getting the goals here. So after 1 period, 2-0 Lachine Republic. No goals in the 2nd period. Can CBS mount a comeback? Yes, maybe it's 2-1. James Van Riemsdyk with the goal. 2-2! Go CBS. That was Marcus Johansson got the goal. Oh my goodness, we're in OT. Continuous OT until someone scores. CBS wins it in overtime. Winning goal? Valerie Nichushkin. Well done, CBS. We're going to have one more to have a tiebreak. Okay, so for round 3, and let's be honest, Lachine Republic is taking this. He's done really well up till now. But I did the World Tournament again because I just thought it was way more compelling. So I tried to do it as random as I could, just like eyes closed, just picking between our teams. So in Pool A, I have Jazz, I got Lachine Republic, John Cote, myself, Strangers in the Night, Avs Rock, Ben, Nugent Hopkins. In Pool B, we have Nick, Pocket Jacks, we have Double J, we have Gov, we have Made in Korea, Blue Steel, Dirty Demel, and Fresh Young Coconuts. So here we go. Same rules apply as previously. Oh, I gotta put all these on. So apparently in one game here, Sidney Crosby had 5 points. Yikes. And it was against my team. Apparently. I think that's what the hashtag DK is for. Thanks, Ben. Let's see how we're doing here. Top of the pile. Ben Tough by a lot. A full 8 points ahead of Jazz Poulin. Bringing up the rear. Yeah. Way at the bottom, this guy, defending champ. Most goals for Lachine Republic by 1 goal. Ahead of Ben Tough. And in 3rd, Strangers in the Night. Did very well. Let's see, leading scorers. Sidney Crosby, 52 points. Jonathan Toews, number 2. Jordan Eberle. Alex Ovechkin, Jason Spezza, David Krejci, Joe Pavelski. The semis. Semi-final matchups. Is anyone surprised that we have Lachine Republic taking on Ben Tough? In the other semi-final, we have Nick Ancuta against Avs Rock. And meeting in the final, we got Nick Ancuta against Ben Tough. So, sorry, Lachine Republic, you got knocked off before the final this time around. Here we go. Ben Tough versus Nick Ancuta. Oh, 1-0. Brian Campbell with the goal. Interesting. Brian Campbell. 1-0. 2-0 for the OC. Who was it? Brent Burns, I think. 3-0 for Nick Ancuta. It's turning into a cakewalk. 4-0 Nick Ancuta. 4-1 Chris Kunitz with the goal. Ben's mounting a comeback. 5-1 David Legwand. So, congratulations, Nick. In this version, you win. So there you have it, guys. 3 different scenarios, 3 different champions. But The only piece of advice I can give you is that it's a long season and that it doesn't matter who you have, it's how you use what you got. So good luck to you all, and I hope all these predictions are wrong. I hope I win. Take it easy, guys.